Hello everyone, Switch here. I decided to do another review video about Sounds of Silence. This episode was not what I expect. When I first read about this information that Applejack and Fluttershy is going to travel to far part, so far away, to meeting some tribe of ponies named Kieran. I was like, Kieran? I never heard these ponies before. And then I saw a clip on YouTube about this Kieran. One of those characters was actually Autumn Blaze. When I first saw the character, I was like, whoa, she is not a pony like the others. She is like a half dragon, half pony. But every of her Kieran can use magic, like a unicorn. So I wonder, could they be the original natives of Equestria even before the ponies came there? But who knows? But we can see a bit more about this Peak of Peril. Fluttershy is terrified about the name Peak of Peril. And, well, I don't know much about that name itself. But then she explained the names like Cloudsdale, a city of the clouds, and Crystal Empire, a kingdom made of crystals, and Applejack said that she would understand it. That was a good point. And even when they traveled all the way there, they seems to found nothing. At first they found a village and all the Kirans, but none of them seems to be able to speak. But they understood when they talked, but much of that was quite a mystery. In this episode, we can see most how Applejack is focused to get the Karen to talk, to telling them what the problem is, since both the Applejack and Fluttershy was sent to Karen's home to find out this friendship problem. But most of this was actually not what she expect. Even she tries and tries over and over, and I can almost understand and feel how she feels frustrated to make it some information. And this leader, Rainshine, points into forest where if she, even though she can speak, but she points into forest where Applejack can find some pony that can talk, and she runs into Autumn Blaze. And that character is the only of the Karens who are able to speak. She explains in a song, and the song was just amazing. It was just so catchy. It was so perfect understanding and even more understandable some what happened. It seems in the past they were able to talk, laugh, and if like their opponents. But since a small fight broke out between two Kirans and made them to turn into the sort of a flaming pony kind. And since the leader and all their village was destroyed in this argument, the leader decided to send all of them in the River of Silence, which had this effect to cool down their emotions and they're able to speak. And that continued on for years, until Autumn Blaze found a flower, which she found out had the opposite effect since on the street. She found a cure, and she tried to make the others in her village to take it. But after some time, the leader had to make a choice. Either stay in the village and take the vow of silence and try to go for the silence again, or leave. And she decided to leave. At some point afterwards, she decided to build her own home. Most of that of this episode was very frustrating for even for Applejack, and especially when she tries and tries to make the other character talk, or at least find out the information what is going to cause it is there to be silent. And then she found out from Fluttershy, who has been in the village during the time, trying to find out some more information about the friendship problem. It turns out she was given information, but not from directly by sound. The Karen had made a drawing in the village to this telling others what happened. In the beginning of the episode, we can see how Twilight presents some information that nothing is much known about the peril of pigs, pigs in peril. Only about the Karen that they are honest and true keeping, they are kind and even true speaking. And even about this other flaming ones, but they thought to be a second creature, but it turns out to be the same as the Karen. They all known about this from since Rocco's days about 2 years ago. Applejack and Fluttershy was started the argument if they should stop to make them to talk, but Fluttershy said that they shouldn't because that since they had this argument all the time, and at the same time you can see all the Karens are surrounding them and using the magic to put them in the river of silence to make them go like the stones. That would happen if Autumn Blaze had not interfered. If she hasn't even interfered, they would probably have ended up in the same way. But after that, Autumn Blaze had been asking Fluttershy how can she control the fire if she can control the temper. But Autumn Blaze didn't think about it. It seems she can not even control her anger, but not to let this anger to consume her too much. And the other Karen, they found out, and they wanted to. One of them wanted to get this cure, but Autumn Blaze explained she had used all the flowers she had found to make this cure, and both Applejack and Fluttershy was surprised and even devastated that without this flower, the Karens were not able to speak anymore. Autumn had also searched for it 7.5 times. She decided to take a second search with the others to help. But then Applejack and Fluttershy found out who this flower looks like, but since Applejack didn't know, but then a squirrel turns out them knowing, and they found it and brought it back to the village. When they managed to give this flower to other Karens to speak, and the leader, Rainshine, was allowing to Autumn Blaze to return back home to the village. And it seems that they have realized not to be as, even if they start to get anger again. Like they had to follow Fluttershy's advice. If you start to get anger, step away so that you don't hurt the other Karen. Which actually is a great idea. Because I follow the same basic as well. Because if I get anger, I just go to my room or just go outside, take a walk to calm me down, which always works. But how would I see from point of view from Applejack and Fluttershy about this, how to solve this friendship problem? Applejack wanted to have this to make this to Karen to speak, but Fluttershy was very terrified after she learned about the truth of the past, what happened. She didn't want to help the fellow Karens to speak anymore because she was afraid of the forest that we turned into fires and that they could harm animals. But Applejack was frustrated to even the argument of this to Fluttershy. Fluttershy and Applejack was quite of interest of this, had these different arguments. And from the point of view from the Karen, I can understand they are afraid since the two ponies were suddenly talking about an argument on how to help the Karens. They were afraid that that Applejack and Fluttershy would get so angry that they would probably turn into themselves back, or something that they could be so filled of anger, so they would destroy the entire village like they did in the past. But I don't understand that would not be the solve, because anger doesn't have to solve anything. And as much as I sad to say that, to make them silence for their entire life, not able to feel any emotions, to even expressions of emotions like in speak, that is not a life what anyone wants. But to the end, the Kyrens realized you had to. Emotions are a part of who you are. As long as you can able to control your anger, or even step away from that so no one else can get hurt, that is something that he had to. And they always appreciated that other Blaze gave them the cure all this. And I understand from point of view from all of this. And well, I would like to hear all of you think about this episode. Personally, I think this episode could not be that much better. Not much. This is not either. It's not as the worst episode ever. This was actually quite interesting. I was actually looking forward to see when I first read the name Sound of Silence, and a new type of ponies appeared. When I saw even the design of the Karen, I was like, "Whoa, this must be a very interesting episode." So I was right. This was actually not that bad episode. I would give this an A+ rating at the most. And I would like to hear what all of you think about that. You can leave that all in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo over and out.